This is Smithee TV.
Tonight on Smithee TV's The Mind Reels, Tim and Sue want to talk first about, let's get this out of the way because this happens all the time.
To talk about.
You want to start with the thing?
We're not a couple.
We are not a couple.
We're not together.
We're not dating.
We're not together with each other. We're not together with anyone else. We're single.
So you can send resumes.
I was going to say.
Pictures.
Yeah, we don't accept resumes without photos.
Yes. Yeah.
And it can't just be a photo of your dog or your cat or your monkey.
Because we were
missing
accosted.
yeah.
We were accosted at least twice?
Three times
on the way here.
On the way here.
You make a lovely couple. Hey, you and your husband should come over. No, we're not together. She's a great person. I love Sue, but we're not together.
Fair enough.
So there it is.
Don't make us climb yet.
And then it just gets better tonight because I think
Not only are we not a couple, but
we kind of scored a coup.
We do.
We've been after this guest for a while.
we have.
I mean, we've been harassing her on Twitter, and which I think is the only way we can get in touch with her because I haven't found her on Facebook and. She won't give out her email. I don't know why.
Maybe at the end of this interview. You do well. The first four numbers
first
of my phone number. And then you just have to trial it. And you trial it the last,
But we are joined this evening by Emily Andras from the showrunner for Lost Girl.
Yes, ma'am. And sir.
And it's Andras, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Well done.
See?
Yeah.
Nice.
I just went with Ursula and then just threw Andras.
Exactly.
See, that's what I did.
Also,
well done.
lower level Hungarian demon. How about that? Which someone on Lost
Nice.
told me. I know. Oh, well, wait for it. Yeah, exactly.
But we always like to start really fun, really simple.
Good.
And if you've seen Anna and stuff, you know what's coming.
Yes.
Which means you've prepared, and I hate that.
I've only prepared to that no one can tell me. And I started stressing. So I was like, I have a cold. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
All-time favorite movie.
Okay. I did prepare for this.
See, I knew it.
Because this is a really tricky question. So I have two embarrassing answers. So I have some embarrassing ones, and then the pinnacle is really embarrassing. No, these are the movies that I would watch over. No, it's not. It's Legally Blonde too. No. Okay, these are the movies I would watch over and over again. The first one is kind of girly, which is Sense and Sensibility.
Oh,
because, honestly, awesome. And so boring, but from a writing perspective, such a well-written movie.
Sure. And Kate Winslet.
Exactly. Hideous, so hideous. But you just get that. You get that Kate Winslet. You steal through it. And the other movie, which is sort of a classic, because when you watch it, it is just the perfect combination of action and suspense, is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
I just love it. I just think, like, if you watch it again, it is so fun and so funny, and the action sequences are amazing. And also, best introduction of a female character ever, right? With the drinking game.
Yes.
Unbelievable, right? Like, it's just so much about her
sequence.
character in 5 minutes. And then my guilty pleasure that I have seen 200 times, and I will watch if it's on at 3 a.m. and I should be writing, is Mad Max Road Warrior.
Wow. Yes,
honestly,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Which is a bad answer for a writer because there's almost no dialogue. There's like maybe 15 lines. But I just love it. I just think it's amazing.
And no Thunderdome.
No. I love the camp of Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. It's great. Like, that's great. But so.
Can you bring that into Lost Girl?
I would love to. Oh my God. Yes. I would.
A cage match of some sort.
Really?
Here we go.
I don't know.
It's already.
2 men enter.
It's already. Exactly. 1 pelt. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, exactly. Well, you said it on the podcast though, so you'll get some royalties if we.
Excellent.
Unless it already exists in season 3.
Damn it.
Son of
Yeah, already done. Yeah.
But and here's the amazing thing, because I went to your IMDb page today, just because I was, because honestly, and this is going to sound really mean, but it's not meant to be mean, is that
You thought I'd be taller.
Say now.
no, it's just I kind of just assume you existed for with Lost Girl. That was it. Lost Girl was your thing, but no, you've done like Degrassi Next Gen.
Yeah, some funny stuff.
King,
Yeah.
You did Instant Star.
I'm not sure you're allowed to write in Canada unless you've done Degrassi. It is
I
like
think that's
30
awesome.
years. I'm just
Yeah,
no, it's amazing.
And then you did
Rite of Passage.
You did that
Oh, yeah.
show that needs
Yeah.
to be aired, which hasn't been aired, which our friend Kate Hewlett did. 11 cameras.
I did,
Yeah.
yes, which was a fabulous writing experience and really, really smart. So
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
sitting on the shelf somewhere.
I know, it's funny, eh? I know, crazy.
Yeah, funny's not the word
I know, exactly, Bob.
I mean,
Yeah.
the concept of that,
That's
I
great.
guess at the time just didn't catch on.
I
whereas
think it
now
was a
would
little
just be-
ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It
That's
would just take off now.
Yeah. It was sort of a series of webcam interviews and
Yeah.
stuff like that for those of you that don't know. So it was all the storytelling was done through that. And
Which
it was
is
really
so
good.
awesome. And there's Kate
Yeah.
Hewlett. We love Kate.
Yeah, good. Yeah. I'd
And
love
now
to
that I
see
look
it.
at like the guild
I've
and
never
stuff,
seen
how
it.
much of it is built around
Yeah.
exactly
Oh, I
the
know.
same idea.
Exactly, and really successful. So yeah, I didn't just get grown in the
No.
law school laboratory, but that's my love. But
Now,
law school's my love.
Did
Yeah.
you start, like, at what age did you like, I'm going to write?
I always was a bit of a writer, but I always was sort of.
Us too.
Yeah, I know. I want to hear about this. I know. I'm waiting for the big law school spec script to come out, right? Yeah,
Oh, I
exactly. Give me 10 minutes. Yeah. I was teasing.
I have the
but-
story where.
So I always was a bit of a writer, but getting into the TV thing sounded really intimidating. To be honest, it's sort of mystifying, and you're like, yeah, that's something other people do.
You're in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. So I went to Ryerson University for radio and television, and then part of one of the courses was writing a spec script, which is just when you write a script for an existing show. I wrote a script for Friends, and then part of my mark was finding someone in the industry to read it and give me
wow.
feedback. So I panicked last minute. I don't know if you've ever been a student, but got a hold of the Writers Guild of Canada handbook and basically emailed writers and said, "Can you please read my script?" I know, and now I'm like, what a horrible thing to do. But I'd be like, no,
not endorsing
I'm so
that.
busy. Yeah, don't send me your scripts. I'm just kidding. But depending on where I am in the season, don't send me your scripts. But people were incredibly generous, as writers often are, because everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So I feel like everyone remembers that feeling. And I got such a variety of feedback, to be completely honest. It really kind of demystified the process, where like some people loved the script, some people didn't like it. Everyone sort of said, "You're funny, but you don't know anything about structure." And then I had one writer in particular who kind of took me on he acted as a mentor for me. He sort of, it was incredible and so generous. He had his own show on CBC. His name was John May. And he said, if you work on your own stuff over the summer and sort of hone your craft, I was like, what? I will give you a shot on my show, which is a show called Our Hero. Yeah, but then, my path wasn't that linear from there. I kind of dabbled in writing, but it's hard to get gigs. So I also did production side. I had some hilarious jobs. I worked at Hockey Night in Canada, literally pouring coffee for like Don Cherry, and
Guess that wouldn't be happening now.
No, that job is vacant. Although maybe some of the hockey players might be ready to take that job. Like, trust me.
Coffee.
Yeah, exactly. And just funny things like driving for award shows. My husband as well. And like at one point we were driving the vans with all the Gemini Awards in the back, which is like the Canadian equivalent of the Emmys for those of you watching in international waters. So it wasn't a linear path, but you sort of keep your foot in the door and meet people. It is relationship based, even for writers, particularly in TV, because TV writing is so collaborative. It's really relationship based. You have to be in a room with people who you hopefully don't kill, or don't want to kill, versus a movie or a novelist maybe where you
where you can just kind of sit by
you can be
yourself.
a little bit more of an introvert. So
See, which kind of leads into, because I know my writing process and I kind of get Sue's writing process.
Right.
But so your writing process then mainly takes place in a big room with everybody else.
Different stages, right?
Okay.
Initially, when it's all sunshine and roses, aka when we get the pickup for a season.
Season 4 is coming.
Season 4, we all get together and really arc out the season. So we sort of say, what should happen to Bo this year? What should happen to Tyson? What should happen to Lauren? 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Exactly. 2 Kensies, whatever you have, 2 leprechauns, whatever you want to go.
Oh, Kentai?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't know. Umlaut? I don't know. See, this is what eats up our time. Yeah, exactly. They pay us for this at the beginning, which is amazing. So we sort of break the arc. And then we started getting into individual episodes. And then, we do sort of assign different episodes to different writers. So we say, okay, Tim, take the outline. You go write an outline, come back, and we all give notes. So some of it is independent, and then some of it is sort of collaborative. And then because I'm the showrunner, which is just a fancy way of saying big head writer, sort of the buck stops with me as far as notes and just final polish. And if it's working in an arc, kind of in theory.
Well, I mean, just to even do that step from like just scriptwriter to a showrunner, that's
it's huge. It's an honor, knock on wood.
Totally.
Yeah, it's amazing. Because, it's really one of those things, I talked about this in a talk I did a while ago, but like so many jobs, it's hard to move into a management position, right? Like you might be really good on the factory floor doing your thing, doing the nuts and bolts, making bombs, exactly. Look, casting longing looks at another lady, exactly. But then when you become that lady's boss, it's funny. So that's the other thing about show running is it's not just about the writing for me. It's about really dealing with 200 crew member and our cast. And luckily, they're all pretty amazing. But it's a lot of people management and decision making and collaborating and stuff like that. So I know.
So you get the final decision though, like about the season
mostly.
arc. Yes, that doesn't work.
In contention with like the network, who are incredibly supportive, and our other executive producer Jay Firestone, who of course started Prodigy Pictures. That guy, you might have heard of that guy, and is like the biggest fan of Lost Girl, and actually has a huge creative role in Lost Girl. Really keeps us honest, and so.
That's insane.
It's crazy. It sounds crazy.
But it also sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. It is a lot of fun. I mean, what an honor on this show, right?
Balance like the stress of it with like how fun it is, and sort of somewhere in the middle. Like, Galadriel with the one where
no, you just can't be. You just can't be. And one thing I always say about the show, which everyone knows, is I have been lucky enough to inherit this show. I mean, Michelle Lovretta really created the show along with Jay. So I'm very careful and try to honor that a lot. That I feel like
just keep the machine running, please.
I know exactly. Exactly. Don't kill everybody off if you can. Don't put it in space if you can help it. So but this is like my favorite show I've ever worked on. Oh, every other show I've ever worked on just fell over and died. But honestly, I love Lost Girls. So it is so much fun. The world is so incredible, and so. It's a pretty fun show, even to be stressed in. I'll say that.
True. And it's good people to be stressed with.
Exactly. Fabulous people. Like, I do think it gets boring, but it's a pretty big love fest over there.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah,
because at this point we know how many of them do we know, like a good percentage. We know at least half of them.
Right, good.
Which is just...
I can introduce you to the other half.
We're working
on it. They're cool. Yeah.
I think the only
we gotta get Zoe.
Zoe is
she's awesome.
Yeah. I think
and that's
with everybody else.
Pretty much it. Because we
they're both
for a little bit on the Sex and the
good.
Center.
They give great interview, both Zoe and Ksenia. Zoe is hilarious.
Fun for you.
I know. And Ksenia.
I know. I don't even know how we're gonna deal with Zoe because it's gonna be like just. You know what? Just go.
Talk.
She's so dry. Just like put up like topics like dolphins. Yeah. Give her like a debate, and she'll just do a hilarious monologue. Yeah. So the Middle East, she'll make that funny. I don't know. No,
you're just putting up whatever I say. Manatee.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be gold.
I have no doubt. That's gotta be It's gotta be a fun set. Although we got to visit a set.
Yes.
Just recently, we did the Bomb Girl set.
Oh, nice.
And it's.
Well, now I'm jealous.
Stunning.
Yeah, it would be an incredible set.
But it was the same thing when we finally got to see the doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? Like it looks like a real bar, and it's about the size of a real bar.
I didn't hear all of the time.
We do sometimes. Just sometimes make you jealous. We do. If we're not shooting there and we need inspiration, we'll walk and go talk about story and sitting in the doll. It's really fresh. Yeah, exactly.
Get ready to pour a couple of
exactly. The working taps.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think the thing we noticed with the Bomb Girl set and the Lost Girl set, and it just shows the level of love and commitment. That's awesome. We got a nice little beat going on there.
Is there going to be a dance-off? Yeah, exactly. Wow.
And it speaks to television and where it is now is because like I just finished rewatching. This is really going back. Tales of the Gold Monkey from 1992.
Wow.
And the sets and stuff are like they're all right, but walking on the Lost Girl set, walking on the Bomb Girl set, the level of detail that you'll never see on camera, but still there,
unbelievable.
speaks to like
I know.
We're going to do a pause? All right.
All right.
We're pausing.
In today's world, people are busy and impatient. We are on information overload. Every minute counts. People want to know what you can do for them. They won't spend time reading or searching, but they will watch a video. If it clearly explains who you are and what you do and tells them what they want to hear, they will reach out to you. You have seconds to get people's attention. You want a video that is engaging and makes the viewer feel as though it is speaking directly to their needs. Add to your sales team a short video and let it do the heavy selling for you. Or add to your social media or wherever your audience is spending their time. Videos can pay back your investment 10 times over. So now that you've heard our message, let's talk about yours. Let's bring your image to life.
We're back.
Okay, cool.
And we're back.
Sets. Everything's fine. There's no
It was a
We're talking
makeup
about the
touch
level
up.
of detail.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't a rumble.
I love
That I
the
think
detail.
when you talk about an older set, like an '82 film or something, it really is those layers that give it kind of that flavor and that
reality.
texture. It's unbelievable. There's so much love on a show like Law School. I think there's a real opportunity for the art department to kind of spread their wings, and really like explore that stuff and dress the set. But it's incredible. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
And
Yeah.
I know we did an exercise in one of my theater classes in university where we had to come dressed in like our finest clothes or
Right.
whatever. It was supposed to be some like ancient Victorian.
Oh, that's fun.
Like dress up
Right.
garden party or something.
Right.
Everybody was like dressed to the nines. And dresses and tuxes and then gloves. And
Oh, that's so
stuff.
fun.
And everybody walked differently and carried themselves differently.
Yeah.
So I think even having the level of detail in the
Yeah.
set just makes it easier for the actors to immerse
Oh,
themselves
absolutely.
in the world.
Yeah.
too.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because we found that too.
Yeah.
Like we talk to each other differently. We stood
Yeah.
up straighter.
Yeah, you feel a little bit
we ate
more.
those little sandwiches.
Right, exactly. I should have worn my tux. I mean, my sweater. Yeah, exactly. My gloves. Yeah, my monocle. Yeah, exactly. But
I'll
definitely.
have a case of beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're supposed to try something.
Yeah. This is my best T-shirt. Yeah, exactly.
My jeans do not have holes.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Sweatpants are top of the line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, definitely, it helps create the world,
Yeah.
and they do an incredible job on Lost Girls. So
It's an amazing world. We have so much fun
thank
with
you.
it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And it's
Like
just,
just sitting in the doll watching the.
I know the
pre-show.
pre-show wasn't it so good. Yeah.
We're in the doll.
I know, it's
not
surreal,
Roscoe's set,
right?
We're in the
Yeah.
doll.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
a real place.
Yeah.
But I mean, and even now, we're in December, and season 3 is January 8th.
I know. Sixth. Did I make
January
that up?
6th.
Maybe I made that up. Let's not mislead people. 6th, right?
But somebody,
Sunday.
that was one of the questions for today. I'm like, I'm
Yes.
pretty sure it's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and that's like
coming.
international now. It's
Yeah.
not just,
Oh yeah.
That's like just a few
Canada.
weeks away, right?
I know it's crazy. Just have to hibernate.
So-
I know.
Cannot wait. And my big
I
thing,
know.
my biggest question,
Okay.
and this was
I'm
me
ready
personally
for it.
before I even went to these sheets.
Okay.
Is the way season 2 ended.
Yes.
There is so much potential in a good way.
Yep.
To go really dark. in
Right.
Season 3.
Hmm.
And I'm like, are we going?
Are we gonna go dark?
Is it dark? I mean, not really. Like, I'm not gonna
She's
watch
looking
it dark,
pretty dark.
but
They look pretty intense, eh?
Bo's got a lot of eye glow going on.
She does. She does. Yeah, exactly. Smug eye glow. She looks
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah.
She's checking
yeah,
her own eye
well,
glow in the mirror.
You
She's
know,
like, eye glow
Bo
in
is
the mirror.
is a complicated girl. We don't know a lot about her history, her lineage, and she's a powerful fae. But this is really my favorite time because this is one of the only times I really let myself really read fan response and stuff like that. Because I have to be a little careful when we're actually writing. Because
Yes,
you do have to
yeah.
commit to, we're incredibly respectful and thankful for the fans, but I have to commit to a vision
Yeah,
with my
and you
team.
have to be true to the characters.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and you can't have too many voices in your head. You kind of have to. So this is such a fun time because I'm loving reading the fan response and anticipation and
'Cause
their
everyone wants to know,
interpretation of
yeah.
what they're seeing in the promos. Because some of it's right, some of it's a little bit of a misdirect. Sometimes the fans say something where I'm like, wow, maybe we should have done that. That's really good. Season 4.
file that away.
But certainly, I would say there is some darkness this
right,
year.
we'll
Yeah,
do that.
I feel like we've earned that. People have really
yeah.
embraced the world, and what a gift! What a gift that everyone has embraced these characters and will let us sort of explore them.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, 'cause,
yeah,
And it started to go kind of dark anyway.
yeah.
yeah.
But I like, because season 1
Yeah.
you establish the world, season 2 you establish the characters, season 3 everything's set up.
Exactly.
Go play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just-
So, yeah, and play we did. Yeah.
See, now that just sounds like a perfect.
And there's
movie.
always more Fae.
There's always more Fae. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's true.
We don't have
Yeah.
all the Fae written down in book.
Yeah.
No. No, exactly. It's a big book. It's a big book.
Sure is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So close now. We're very excited.
Good. I'm pretty
and
excited
we're
too.
not
I'm
the only
nervous, but
ones.
excited. Okay, good.
We've got like questions of
Good.
from people are really passionate about
They
the
are.
show.
They
I
are.
mean, really passionate.
It's amazing. Oh, incredibly passionate
I
and
mean,
incredibly
I love the
vocal.
show,
Yeah.
And I'm nowhere near as vocal or,
Yeah.
I mean, I do. I love the show. I
Yeah.
watch it when it's on.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near as passionate as some of these people.
Oh, I know.
These people
Yeah.
have taken it into their hearts and
They
get
have.
Yeah.
They live it.
Yeah.
They live it. Yeah.
that's, I mean.
It's incredible.
Yeah, that's gotta
It's
blow your
incredible.
mind.
It does blow my mind. It's certainly
Wow.
the show I've worked on with the most amount of passion. But I really think there's been, I've talked about this too, two groups who are sometimes marginalized, two fan groups who have really adopted it, which is genre fans who always sort of feel like,
Yeah.
where's our fantasy show? Where do we get to
Yeah.
play? And then obviously the LGBT community
Yeah.
is hugely passionate about it, which is incredible. I just don't think they see themselves portrayed on screen very often
Yeah.
in a way that we would say is very Canadian. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Complicated actual people. Yeah, exactly. So put those two groups together and you're going to have some opinions. Yeah.
It's pretty wild. I think.
But mostly what that speaks to is people love the characters.
Yeah.
If they're that passionate about the characters and the actors, we have done our job. So
Yes.
And everybody
Yeah.
that works on the show is as passionate, just from
Yeah.
the
Yes,
outside.
Yeah.
exactly.
Makes a big difference to
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
just bring that to the screen and it's right there and awesome.
Yeah.
And when they find time for their fans and stuff.
Yeah, we're so thankful for our fans. It's amazing. Like, I really feel this show has been built on the backs of those fans and fans like you guys,
And
like
Twitter.
and Twitter, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Twitter. God bless Twitter. But honestly, that's true, right? So, okay, you gonna hit me with some crazy questions?
All right, well, how about I start with Susie and then you can hit with Jordan?
All right.
All right.
I'll answer when I try.
All
Okay.
right. So Susie
Yes.
has the question of.
Hi, Susie.
I feel like
Susie.
Santa Claus. Susie asks for.
Susie wants a docubacy.
Actually,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna just break away with there for a side story for a second. 'Cause
Oh, no.
I spent my high school years in Bermuda.
Oh, wow.
So every Christmas.
This is a sad
like a Bond
story.
villain.
No, side
Yeah.
story.
Oh, side
And
story.
every Christmas, every night after the news, I think it was, and this is the way the evening lineup worked. At 5 o'clock, you had Young and the Restless,
Right.
Because everybody had to watch Young and
Of
the Restless.
course.
And 6
Victor
o'clock, you had the
Newman.
news.
Right.
7 o'clock, you had letters from Santa, or letters to Santa, and there was an hour of television.
Wow.
Of this guy talking to all the boys and girls in Bermuda, and reading,
Wow.
and just
Susie
Santa
would like a
Claus.
pony.
And that's what it was. Susie says.
Did you ever send in a letter?
No, I was like 14 and 15.
Oh.
Like, I was too cool for Santa. Whereas now,
Right. Yeah, you're like, no.
totally.
Like a scroll.
Yeah, exactly.
Santa, I want Monica Bellucci for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it depends if you're on the naughty list.
Bellucci,
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Oh,
Monica
yeah.
Bellucci. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. The Matrix,
Really,
Monica
is that the top of
Bellucci?
your list?
No, that'd probably be like Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Susie,
I digress. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Susie has this question. Will we be getting more backstory on characters? If so, which one? Which ties in with the question Raven Ranter had for us about who's looking for backstory on Lauren or
Right.
the Morgan and Vex and how their partnership came about.
Oh, wow. Wouldn't that be amazing?
They're a pretty awesome couple.
They are, aren't they amazing? They're two of my favorite characters
They're a lot
to
of fun.
write to because they're
Yeah.
so unapologetic. They're just like, Marcus is like, yeah, I'm a bitch. Bitches get things done, right? That's kind of the thing, right? That's, in the words of Tina Fey. Little bit of hints about Vex. Definitely some stuff about Lauren.
Oh.
Also a complicated lady. Smart doctor. We always flirt with the backstory stuff. That is something we'd really like to honor maybe going forward a little more. I'm personally interested in how did Trick and Dyson sort of hook up? What was that situation?
Yeah.
Stuff like
And
that.
Dyson and Hale because
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But definitely Lauren has some tales to tell from her past. So yeah, maybe. A bit. As often happens on our show, sometimes these answers lead to more questions.
Exactly.
So,
Which is the best kind.
Okay,
I
good.
love that because then you're
Good.
like, well, if that happened, wait, but that means Wait a second.
You say that now, but I'll wait for your email after that episode
right.
where you're like, what the? No.
Woman?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Angry type.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just send you a picture of Kate Beckinsale. Calm down. Here she is. Yeah. No. Yeah.
It comes up as your wallpaper.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I feel soothed. Yeah.
They'll do all the Kates and then Kate Blanchett. And
Yeah.
Winslet.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yes.
That would be
We'd like
Jordan
to know.
Fame.
Oh, I know, Joe.
Yeah,
Of course.
What's the hardest part about writing for you, and what's the hardest part about writing Lost Girl?
Wow, that's a really good question. All of writing is hard. That's which sounds like a cop-out answer, but that's true. Honestly, the two hardest parts of writing are the blank page.
I was about to say
like
that. I
that's
hate that
terrifying,
part.
right? Lots of people say, I want to be a writer, but until you sit down and write. And certainly when you're starting out, another thing that's really difficult is putting your stuff out into the world for criticism. I mean, my whole job is to get notes from everyone has an opinion. So until I write something, nothing exists. But then as soon as I write it, everyone has an opinion on how it's going to go or what's wrong with it or what's right with it. You know what is a really hard part is the second draft, because you've kind of put your baby out into the world. First draft, and you're like, ha, I stayed up till 4 a.m. I read it 50 times and sent it out, and then everyone comes back with their notes, and then you have to kill your babies, as we say. You know what I mean? That scene you thought was so funny. Cut off a leg. That joke you thought was landing. So that's actually where the real work happens. I think that draft is generally the hardest.
That's right. I'm my novel right now.
Yeah. It's really hard. It's really hard, and you often have to pass it to someone else, to be honest, because they can kind of do the.
You need the distance from.
I think they can say, "I know you love this chapter, but it does nothing." Yeah, exactly. You can take it out; it changes nothing.
Can I put it in a box?
I know you can put it in you can always put it in a box, but and writing for Lost Girl, it's such a challenge, right? I think the further we go down the seasons, the more we move away maybe from an episodic model to a serialized model, which is such a privilege, right? And I love that too. The more people sort of buy into the characters and the mythology, the more we can move away maybe from the case of the week. But we still need a really strong A story every single episode. So continuing to generate those A stories that people can invest in and still honoring sort of the relationships and the mythology. Just that balance is really a struggle, I think. And I think new writers really struggle with kind of finding that perfect formula of how much of this is about Dyson or Lauren or Bo, how much of this is about whatever Bo's hunting, over this arc, this season, and how much of this is just about the thing that she's sort of trying to solve this week.
Did you hear that, though? We know Bo's hunting something this season.
Is she the hunter or is she the hunted? I don't know. I just made that up.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
That's just so much. All right, and let's see. Jordan's other question was: you said that scripts are written to the actor's strengths.
Yes.
What would you say those are for the cast of Lost Girl?
Oh wow, this is a loaded question. They have many strengths. I mean, I really will say that
pretty.
They're all very pretty. I know. I'm just like, just sit those guys in a chair, and we're pretty okay. I know it's disgusting, right?
Although whenever I get to meet them and hang out with them, I feel more attractive just by.
Oh, I know. Me too. Exactly. Just by being in the mix. That's how I felt at Comic-Con. I'm like, I'm sitting with the beautiful people. Yeah, exactly. But. So who should we talk about first? I think Anna, she's amazing. She's such a classy person. She's such a professional. She's such a leader. But on screen, I think her strength is obviously her sensuality. She's so sensual, so sexual, but she's also so likable, which is such an impossible combination. I mean, there's a reason there aren't more Julia Roberts in the world. It's very hard to be someone, as an actress, I think, if we're being quite honest, who men think is gorgeous and sexual, but who women want to be best friends with. I think that is magic in a bottle. I think that's really hard to find someone with both those qualities. And Anna really brings that to Bo. I think you really love her friendship with Kenzie. At the same time, it's fun to see her get it on with who she may be getting it on this week. With anyone, everybody. Exactly. So who else? Chris, who plays Dyson. He brings so much passion to the role. He's really protective of the character in the best sense of the world. Like, he really feels that Dyson is complicated, but Dyson is ultimately noble and sort of trying to make amends for past wrongs. His strengths are just actually strength. You know what I mean? I think he's a very strong leading man. And the secret about Chris, obviously, is he's very playful in real life. So certainly, you know, as we find more opportunities to tap into that kind of comedy and playfulness, which we saw in the episode where he body swapped with Kenzie.
Awesome episode.
You know, it's hard though, because the character of Dyson isn't necessarily, you know, the most clown-like character.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we do have to balance those things. Ksenia is, like, pretty amazing. I mean, like, honestly, what can't that girl do? I mean, I really feel like she sometimes gets the raw deal because we really push her because she can do everything.
Yeah. And so she shall.
Yes, and so she shall. We will punish her. Yeah, exactly. Dance. I'm going to hear about that one. No, although she actually can dance too. She was in Black Swan, so there you go. You know, the thing that is so lovely about Ksenia is she didn't consider herself a comedic actress, which now seems crazy to us because she's basically, she can deliver a quip like this. You know, another one of her strengths is she just completely understands what we call the emotional beats of a scene. Like, she completely understands where the character's supposed to be, what's a joke. She can turn on a dime too, so we get lazy with her where she can be joking 1 minute and in tears the next. So, and that's really hard to do. Rick Howland is incredible. I mean, his strength, I would say, is just that warmth. I mean, he just sort of brings this warmth to the role where he's so trustworthy and wise. Now, the trick about Rick as well is he's a comedian in real life. So he's very, very funny, as well as a writer. Yes, he is. I know. He's quite a funny little guy. Yeah, exactly.
He really is.
Some sick sense of humor. No, he's great.
Each body together.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, it's just like a wild ride, right? You're just like, okay, don't expect to be home by curfew. When you're out with those guys. Yeah, he's amazing, but he really just brings that kind of warmth, that wisdom whenever he's on screen. He really grounds everything, and you know, he has a tough job, which is he has to do a lot of exposition on the show. So he has to say this type of face, a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious leprechaun, and you know, and he jokes about that a lot. But he's really, really good at that, so we keep piling him on.
Somehow you believe it coming out of him.
You do, right? And he still can say it with emotion. Yeah. And you're like, let's go get that thing. Yeah, exactly.
The thing you just said.
But he's also quite funny too. So he has the chance to do some comedy in season 3 that I think is really good. Like, you know, I think he and Kenzie are really good together and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So, and he has some fun stuff coming up this year. Zoe Palmer is incredible. I've worked with her on a variety of projects, and she has such amazing range. The first thing I ever worked with her on was Instant Star, and she basically played sort of a punk rock junkie, which is so funny when you see Lauren, who's so sort of polished and very together and a little bit shy even. Again, Lauren is
She's like
just
severely nerdy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like blood.
I know, exactly. Isotopes. Exactly. And I like Bo. She might like Bo. But she also brings this kind of warmth and vulnerability to the role that I feel is really unique. Like, she really grounds it in humanity, too. I really feel like, and sort of a dignity, you know? Like, I feel like Lauren really has dignity. Casey Collins, amazing. Like, I think he just brings, like, a certain suaveness to the role and kind of like this likability, a little bit more comedic, a little looser, and also a real humanity. Like, he sort of plays a fae who really wants to believe we can all just get along. Did I miss anyone?
No, I think you hit.
No.
No, there's Paul. Paul's got.
Oh, Paul's amazing. And Paul, yes. Well, you might get your fix this year. We have a little more Vex this year, but Paul is amazing, an amazing person. They're all amazing people. I really want to say that. And, you know, as much as I say I play to their strengths and weaknesses, because they've made our show a success and they're hungry, we challenge them now. You know what I mean? We do push them. And they want to be challenged, I think, for the most part. Paul is, like, theatrically trained, so he's just, like, on a dime. But he does such a perfect combination of comedy and menace, you know? Like, just like that, just on that borderline of insanity. humanity. So he can also, Vex is great because he can also be a bit of a truth teller. You know, even if what he's saying is pretty mean, sometimes there's some weight to it.
You can't just discard it.
No, and he's right. He sort of cuts through the BS a lot of the time. Also, Emmanuel, incredible.
Yes.
Like,
she's amazing. We actually almost we almost had her on the show last year, but then she was leaving town, I guess, before we got a chance to work it all out. But
she's
she was
amazing.
down with the idea.
She's just like up for anything. So funny as well. Great comic timing. Yeah, but also the striptease. I was like, wow, that's amazing, right? So we're pretty blessed. So I'd say those are their strengths.
Yeah.
Like,
I like it.
yeah, good.
Do it.
Poor Zoe. I mean, Lauren's so serious.
She is so serious. She is so serious.
Bust out at all, hardly.
Well,
So
no,
far.
but then it's so much more. It's so rewarding on those opportunities when Lauren does make a little joke or have a little bit of a dry quip. You know, you can earn those moments, and they're so much more satisfying.
Exactly. They are very much more. And I remember reading somebody. I think a fan had written something like, nobody gives a longing, heartbreaking look.
I know. Well, that's it. Like,
It's like she doesn't have to have a single line.
No.
It's just like expression on
There's
her face,
like-
and it's like she kills you.
She's amazing. I know.
Yeah.
Between her and Anna, it's like, I think they just made a baby. I don't know what else happened. Like, just looking at each other. In fact,
I should be in the room.
they're so strong together that they actually need less dialogue-wise. Do you know what I mean? And they're so comfortable with each other that they'll come to us and say, love what you're writing, we're cutting it all, which is the right choice often. They don't need that much to sort of emote those feelings for one another. So, yeah, that's hard, right? That's skill. Yeah.
We love you guys.
Exactly. Come here.
I don't
Yeah.
even know where we're at.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick one and go.
Is it intentional to have big unresolved issues in Lost Girl, like the long-awaited talk between Bo and Lauren?
The long-awaited talk between Bo and Lauren. Well, they certainly might or might not get into it this year.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not allowed to Sudafed though, so you know you might be able to get it out of me.
Soon.
Yes, we try to track that as much as possible. You know what I mean? I really find pleasure in rewarding the hardcore fan or the passionate fan by sort of touching on something, a little Easter egg that we've sort of put in season 1 or season 2. And you know, such a huge theme of the show is, can you ever sort of make amends for who you were? Can you choose to become who you want to be versus who you were destined to be? You know, Bo went on a killing spree for 10 years, and like, can she ever be good enough to sort of make up for that? So certainly we want these things to rear their heads. We want there to be misunderstandings. A lot of that is deliberate, for sure. There's drama in that, right? When people are supposed to have a talk and don't get to have a talk, hopefully the fans are screaming at the screen, let's talk! As long as they keep watching, that's okay. So sorry to torture you. Yeah.
Did Dyson get his love back? He did not say a word.
I know. How's that going to play out?
Yeah, as if you don't.
I know, exactly.
Unbeatable.
No.
You know what? I'm going to skip ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because Audrey's got a whole bunch of questions. And
Sure, I love Audrey. Love her.
We love Audrey.
Because
amazing.
France is finally getting Lost
She
Girl.
is like a one-man support
is.
team. She should be getting some sort of medal for basically promoting Lost Girl in France, I think.
and us.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
She's
Everything
amazing.
we
She's
do.
lovely. Yeah.
But yeah, France is getting Lost Girl.
I know, that's amazing.
And it's like
Yay,
3 times a
Audrey.
week.
I know. I'm a little jealous. I'm like, wow, wait a second, 3 times a week. I know.
So now her biggest question.
Right.
And I had a note to this is that I hear they have baguettes in case that helps persuade
Oh.
you. Is there any chance of getting the gang over there to France for like a convention?
Wow. Well, I'd have to talk to the big boss, Jay Firestone. Should I
You
commit?
could-
Should I commit? Yeah. Should I commit him on camera? I'm sure he'd love that. Yeah, exactly. First class, all the way.
So you put it in
Yeah.
the budget and you shoot an episode in France.
Oh, I would love to shoot an episode in France. Think about the backstory you can do in France. What was Trick during the French Revolution? What was he doing?
For you by tomorrow.
Okay.
Done.
Fair. Also, Trick and Dyson in powdered wigs writes itself. So I would love that. We might have to, look at the budget. We might only have an 8-episode season, but
Yeah, but then it
one
kind
of
of
them
falls
would
into
be
like
France.
yeah.
yeah,
It's like British
exactly.
television, though. They're short seasons. But
I
it's all
know.
quality.
I know exactly. I know, amazing.
Just think of the exterior shots too.
Oh, it'd be amazing. I know we could bank a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of good French fae, too, like Reynard the Fox, and like there's great French mythology. So let me put it this way. How's this so horrible? If it does well in France, we'd love to come. So Audrey, keep working on it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like that answer.
Okay.
Sue's looking for it.
Let's see. What are your? This is from Balski.
Balski.
What are your thoughts on the incredible international response Lost Girl has gotten, and what do you think it means for Canadian-made shows?
Oh my God, it's amazing. It's
Big shows.
really big show. Great show today. What can you say except that it's incredible? It is so rewarding with a show that's, dare I say, as out there as Lost Girl, that people have embraced it and understand what we're trying to do and really adopted it as their own. I really think this is a show that's been built on those passionate fans. As far as Canadian TV, it's hard to say, except that I think we do really, really well at great niche shows. You know what I mean? It's a model for, we can sort of do these shows in our own country. They don't have to be that derivative. They don't have to be just American imitators, you know what I mean? I do think the success of
Flashpoint.
I'm saying I'm pretty successful though, but
Wow.
yeah, huge success. So, and also like, if anything else, I think the world is more ready for Canadian TV. You know, this show is a hit for sci-fi, so maybe that will help the industry as a whole here, that we can make stuff that looks and feels pretty polished. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, because it's a little different than everything else that's out there.
I think so.
We're getting some kind of global Canadian voice that's
I think
being
so.
heard a little more easily, I guess.
I think that's the thing I'm proud of with the gender and sexuality issues we've brought up, is like, you know, Canada as a whole is fairly liberal about those things, fairly progressive. So it's also so gratifying that the rest of the world has kind of looked at this show and said, that's amazing. We get that, or we want that, you know?
I remember even when Sci-Fi first picked it up, we were like, are they going to air all of it?
Yeah, I think they mostly did. Yeah, they knew what they were buying. So yeah, no, they've been incredibly supportive. Both our networks are pretty incredible. So yeah.
Ooh, what else we got? All right, I'm gonna go with that one. I like this one.
Okay.
This is from Raven Ranter.
Okay.
I kind of tweaked it just a bit because you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a prequel series,
Right.
But maybe an episode or a comic
Right.
or a book. Those
Wow,
are my
all
ideas.
great ideas.
Covering like the Great Fey War.
Wow.
Or, you know, are we gonna learn more about Trick and Isabeau and Aoife and?
Well, Aoife is a pretty great character. I love her, and I love the actress who plays her, who is Inga. Trick has lived for a very long time. He was an arrogant king. He tried to do the right thing, but power can corrupt, and he made choices.
Absolutely. See what I did?
Yeah.
I read a comic book.
Oh, good. Well, send it over.
Spectrum.
Sure, send it over.
Is it Galadriel?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, we've done that. Yeah. Yeah, these are just orcs. Yeah, exactly. You know, I would love to do some of that. I do think the Great Fey War would lend itself better to a comic or a graphic novel, because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of orcs we got running up and down the field, slaying each other. So we don't do great with enormous battles in Canadian television. We like to make it more personal. But Trick has such an incredible backstory, right? And I think his relationship to Beau and his daughter is so complicated. It'll be interesting to explore that.
Yes.
Yeah. I want some more of that.
Yeah.
And I want to just add the next question
All
that
right.
he asked, or he or she, Raving Ranter.
Right.
Do we get lots of info about the Dark Fae in season 3 or in bits and pieces?
That's a tricky one for me to answer.
Okay.
There's certainly
Has
more.
some Dark Fae.
There's certainly more Dark Fae. There's certainly more of a presence, and we do have quite a bit of the Morrigan and Vex. And we have some other characters who are Dark Fae who kind of come to the forefront a little bit in one way or another. So certainly we continue to delve into that. And, you know, the amazing thing about the light and the dark is, you know, just because you're dark doesn't mean you're evil. Just because you're light doesn't mean you're good, you know? So we continue to explore those shades of grays. And I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Because at the end of season 2, they had like a tentative, temporary alliance
Right.
against the Garuda too, where they were supposed to sort of work together against common enemies.
Right. Surely that will last. Yeah.
5 minutes. in.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
It's just everyone sitting on a couch holding hands all third season. No drama. Yeah, exactly.
Bex is making different people dance.
Yeah, exactly. But they love it. Yeah, exactly. So
They love it.
they love it. It's very happy.
Kenji's like, do me next.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't believe you just said that.
Yeah.
I know.
Do me next.
Do me next. But we'd never
heard
say
it
that on our show.
No.
Yeah. But yes, Dark Fae, fascinating,
Yeah,
right? And
they're
just
a lot of
any chance we have to explore that world is pretty awesome.
I'm going to jump
Yeah.
to L.A. Shing, or maybe it's Lashing. I'm going to go with L.A. Shing because it just sounds cooler.
It sounds awesome.
And her question
female
is,
rapper.
there's a lot of sexual content in Lost Girl.
What?
Now, do you ever... For sure
What show
you
is she
watch.
watching? Exactly.
Now, do you guys have... Is there a lot of criticism towards that, or... Like, well, like we said, in Canada, we're
Yeah,
fairly liberal.
we are fairly liberal.
Like,
I mean,
internationally, is there more?
internationally, we don't take notes, which sounds terrible, but we have such an incredible producer in Jay, and the network is very, very, very supportive. So, yeah, that sounds so horrible, but they're either buying what we're selling or don't buy it,
exactly.
you know? Now, that being said, there is never any funnier meeting. I have meetings all week long, and before, when we're in prep for an episode, and one of the last meetings we have is the nudity requirements meeting, and it's a very amusing meeting, because it's like, well, are we seeing butt? Are we seeing side boob? How many people are in this orgy? What are they wearing?
I can't wait for this season.
Yeah. But, you know, but particularly I have to be really careful. Like, you know, Anna Silk basically comes to set. She's very intimate with a wide variety of actors, some of whom she knows well, some of whom she might meet in the makeup trailer. So we are so incredibly respectful of the actors in that situation. We have what's called a closed set.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it's like just the director, just the most necessary crew. But we also try not to make the hugest deal about it. You don't want to be so weird about it that you're like, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you want some slippers? Is everyone okay?
It's fine when I walked in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stop talking about it. But no, we have our own requirements on Showcase. Obviously, it can't be Game of Thrones necessarily, but I don't know if you've seen that show. It's a lot of breasts, and dragons. I'd like the dragons for sure.
Breasts and dragons.
Can we get a dragon?
Oh, I love a dragon. What would a dragon look like?
Sure needs a dragon.
Or wouldn't a dragon be like an actual person in the Lost Girl world? You'd be like, hi, I'm a dragon. You'd be like, oh, kind of disappointed, but interesting, you know?
Like, like a shifter, like Dyson.
Oh, great, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Writing that down, yeah, exactly.
if Trix's troll gets out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the old when the snakes take over, you get the mongoose, and then like we get a dragon, then we're gonna need like a Godzilla. Yeah, exactly. I don't know about your plan, but so yes. As for the sexual content, no, we know what we can do, and we sort of do it, and then it's a pretty sexy season. S3, how's that for a tidbit? It's a pretty sexy
It's
season.
like that from the commercial.
Yes, exactly.
But it never comes across as crude or exploitive at all.
No.
It always serves the purpose of telling the story.
Exactly, which is the rule. You know, it really does have to serve story.
And
So
it's not there just cause.
no, and it's her power, right? It's sort of her life force. So yeah,
She needs it.
she needs it.
I
Yeah.
don't mean enough women who say that, actually.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, if I had a nickel for every time that was the excuse. Yeah, exactly. I needed to live, baby.
Once
Sure
again,
you
those
do.
resumes can be sent.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like the reverse of like how a guy would just hit on it. But I need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Understand.
I know exactly.
Die with that one.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Go sit down.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw something else that made me rant that I wanted to ask.
Okay.
Actually, there was two, but if you could go back and change anything in an episode, what would it be?
Oh, this is so hard. There's a lot, to be honest. Like, I'm so proud of the show, but I'm
Just like little tweaks.
little tweaks, just things that really, when you have some distance, you feel like maybe that was overwritten or underwritten.
Quite done.
Didn't quite done. Tone sometimes. Maybe we intended a Faye to be a little scarier, and then it turned out to not be so scary. And you're like, I looked a little silly. No, I'm not going to sell out any episode that isn't my own
No.
because I really feel too that's for two-seasonitis. Like, you're always kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't as far as pace. There is something in every episode I absolutely love, and then there's something in almost every episode that I would be like, oh, I would have edited this differently or whatever. That's just the way it goes, right? It's good to be hungry and critical and constantly kind of revisit it. But
and that's how I feel about the Star Wars original trilogy.
Yeah. But see, it's so funny.
I really liked about each one, and then there's some stuff that I was like, why did you do that?
Just let Han shoot first. Right? It's good character.
The cave on Hoth is amazing. Luke screaming all the way down after he jumps. Terrible.
Too much.
He wouldn't have done that.
He chose to jump.
And he should have been like, oh!
No, I've never wanted to add more girlish screaming. How about that? I would never say that was at the top of my go-to list. But I wish I could think of an example that was gentle enough I could give you specifically. I'm just gonna yell it out in 10 minutes, and it's gonna be completely out of context. Baba Yaga. No, I don't know. Yeah.
We still do that.
Baby Yoda. Oh, she's so cute. Nobody does funnier drunk than Anna Silk, man. She's the most adorable fake drunk person in the world. So it's really hard for actors to play drunk convincingly, you know. Yeah.
And to still be likable.
Exactly. Because the truth about when real people are drunk in real life is you're trying to not be drunk, right? Yeah. It's like Michael Caine says, when you're trying to cry. When you're crying on screen, you have to, if you're a man, you have to look like you're trying not to cry. That's sort of the key. So I find Anne always does that perfect thing where like Bo's trying to pretend she's perfectly fine. And yeah, she's amazing. So Baby Yoda. Yeah, I love that one.
Audrey had another question that I would really like. There we go. In terms of incorporating mythology into the series, do you go and do the research first, or do you build the episode around it? Build the episode around it, or do you write the episode and hope to find something you can fit into the mythology?
Now, this is interesting because I find different writers have different models for this. I prefer to know emotionally what we need to do with the characters, and then say, okay, I'm going to need something on fire that flies. Please let there be something like that, because we never created something. I mean, occasionally you find a creature that's so amazing it writes itself. Like, this isn't the best example. This isn't my favorite episode, but Baba Yaga, because it was from Eastern European folklore, I can say that because it was my episode, it just fit into a Kenzie story so beautifully that as soon as I read about it, I was like, oh, this is great. This is like the boogeyman from Kenzie's childhood, right? So that episode, and we wanted to do a Kenzie episode, so that really fit. But more and more, like I said, as we move away from episodic to serialized, I think we try to arc out where the characters need to be, and then we try to find a sexy set piece or a really interesting creature. So yeah, those are sort of how we come at it. But often my other fabulous writers often come and say, I found this crazy farting fae we have to use. I'm seeing bathhouse. I'm like, well, maybe a B story. No, I'm just kidding. But so that's just
reminded me of the travel agent. Like,
oh, that was so cute, eh?
Between her and Anna was the most funny thing.
It was so fun, and the going through that was Jay, actually. I have to give credit to Jay. Jay was the one who puts out the. But sometimes we do keep a list of creatures who are kind of those. They may not be case worthy as far as basing a whole case around them, but if we do need a character, we kind of say, oh, wouldn't this be an amazing taxi driver? So if someone needs that, they can pull that into their episode. Exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's fun, eh? The research is really fun. Yeah.
We need to do more research.
Yeah.
Like that, I mean.
Yeah.
And I was thinking too, because with Grimm on now, they seem to have a different sort of creature. Not every week, but and then some of them come back again, and you get to learn more about something.
Right.
They've got like crazy amounts of diagrams and lore surrounding.
Do you guys have a favorite fae you want to see more of? How's that for turning the tables?
I see what you did there.
I know. I'm just always curious, because we have our favorites we fall in love with. Like, oh, we love this character. We'd love to bring that character back. But
I actually, when the Morrigan went in and
oh, yeah.
brain melted.
I know, that was amazing, eh? Yeah.
And she was hot doing it.
Oh, she's amazing. But it's so great to see that other level. We're like, no, she's actually scary. She's not just kind of vain. She's actually kind of terrifying. Yeah. So.
Like, okay, I know why she's on the top.
Yeah, exactly. Even Vex is like, We need to get out of here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I've never seen anything like that. I don't know what that was.
Exactly. I don't want to get closer to that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, my answer is nowhere near that cool.
Well, what is it?
I love Trick.
Oh yeah.
Just the whole fact that his blood can.
I know, amazing,
change,
eh?
And the responsibility you would have with that.
Yeah.
The weight that it would be on your shoulder.
Oh my God. And the temptation, right?
Yeah. You see somebody having such a terrible and you could change it, and is it your right to change?
And what if the future is worse, right? It's like the monkey's paw sort of thing. I love that too. I love too that Trick, who's so unassuming, might be the most powerful fae we have, at least so far. He really, it's such a, sort of a curse and a blessing. I love that all the powers are a bit like that, actually, that there's kind of always consequences. I think that's really neat.
Willow hasn't even touched all of hers yet, so.
No.
That didn't mean to
really.
Yeah, exactly. Wait till you see her power of sandwich eating.
The end of the season. Waiting for episode 13.
She'll be making muffins.
Yeah, exactly. But it's true. She's still learning, right? She's baby fae, really. Maybe she's like teen fae now, but Adolescent fae.
That's going to be a problem.
That's so much more drama.
I know.
Too much drama.
I would have liked to see more of both of the Ashes powers, too. Because we didn't really get to see very much of Vincent, and we didn't get to see any of
it was great.
The original guy.
No, he was sort of supposed to be.
Can you tell me? And you can tell me.
I can tell you anything. Yes.
The first Ash.
Yes.
Is he still alive? Because the last I heard, he was just in a coma, and then he had a new Ash. But I don't know if he actually died or not.
That's
such a
good question.
It'd
be pretty interesting
to say that I've noticed.
Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to go visit him wherever he is, because he probably knows a lot about, say, Lauren or Bo or stuff. Or he talks like Batman, which is kind of awesome. That's his power. I know he does.
That's all he needs, really. I can do anything he said just because he says it in that.
I know exactly. Please pass me the fork.
Hey.
I know. Okay.
He doesn't even know I was jumping on the bed. He just knew I was doing something.
He knows. Yeah. That's dad power.
That's enough.
Yeah. I really like Clay. Clay Bennett was the guy who played the first Ash. So certainly now he's a very successful actor. He was on Flashpoint for a while. I believe he's on something else I should know. So certainly he's out there.
He's an imposing presence.
I don't know. I would say he probably hasn't died. How about that?
I don't think he's died.
Okay, good. Let's you and I decide right now. Yeah, exactly.
What happened? I think there would have been more of a thing because Lauren was very upset when he was injured. And
she was.
She was trying to take care of him.
She was.
I think if he had died, she would have at least.
We probably would have honored that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it would have been a loss for Lauren for sure, just because she worked so hard to save him. Yeah, I agree.
So there we go.
All right, good.
Still
out there somewhere, wandering the streets. Yeah, exactly.
He's
very slowly.
He's in a tube in the house or something.
Yeah, exactly. We got some nice tubes.
Well, Lauren's girlfriend was in that tube.
She was. Sorry, you said
coma girlfriend?
To the subways.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He's just lost. It's so sad. He just can't figure out.
Somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't find his way home.
Oh, we could do an episode there, too. This is great. I love this. Yeah.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'd have to use, X amount of people in Britain, so you'd have to cast some British actors.
That'd be all right.
Sure. David Tennant.
Oh, yes. Is he available?
Yeah, he's not shooting Doctor Who.
I know.
Although he's doing Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
I can fake. We can do, we can fake an accent. We can do it.
Oh, nice.
I'll be from Scotland, and Lord knows where she's from, but she's a wee male. But it'll be all right. So
that'd be good. You could go brogue to brogue with Dyson. You could have a brogue off.
We're coming for you, Dyson. You watch it. It's going to be a fine day. Could totally do that.
That's awesome.
We'll get him in the studio. We'll have a brogue off.
Okay, good. That sounds good.
Coming for you. Yeah.
I'll let him sit here. I'll go sit over there.
Yeah, you could just leave them to their brogue off. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Try to cut it off in about 4 hours.
Does anyone have questions for Chris Holden?
Yeah.
But I think that actually ties up most of the.
Great. Great.
The Ash is still alive.
Well, don't quote me on that. Yeah, exactly.
It's out there
The Ash
now.
is possibly still alive.
Well, maybe.
The Ash is not necessarily dead.
He's maybe not
mostly dead.
What's the thing? He's like, what's that experiment? Schroeder's cat? Where like the cat is neither alive nor dead, so the cat is both.
He's in the container.
He's in the container, exactly. That's so. Any other crazy season 3 questions?
I just can't wait to see what happens. I'm at the
maybe
point where I haven't even watched any advertisements. I'm like,
you want to go in pure.
Completely fresh.
Oh, I'm excited.
My plan is that, though I don't think they're going to get here before then, is that I want to order the Blu-rays for seasons 1 and 2. And just watch them all.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you. I hope it holds up. Yeah.
Are you
to watch it like that.
Like pre-show thing?
Yeah. We probably are.
And where's your invitation? I'm just saying.
It's possible we may have already done it. Yeah, exactly. We may have already banked. We may have already taped it.
I think so.
But if the show continues to be a huge hit, we would love to do a fan thing.
It was,
my dream. It'd be awesome to do something like The Talking Dead, or even that's like a wish list thing, right? Where it would be awesome to do a little 20-minute, half-hour piece after every episode where people just talk about it. That would be amazing, but not quite there yet.
Not yet. Actually, I should say if we, but probably there'll be another. We did the finale watch together.
Oh yeah,
so much fun.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think some people are trying to organize a premiere event in Toronto as well. So that's awesome. God, those things are amazing. It's amazing to watch them with the fans too, I have to say. It's just so gratifying when people laugh at the jokes and gasp at the things you want them to, because you know,
make sure you get invited to.
Yeah, I'd love to come. That's my secret. I just don't want tomatoes pelted at me when people are like, "What? You killed off 6 of the characters." Yeah, exactly. That's not happening.
Joss Whedon?
Yeah, exactly. I know. Not quite.
How many of them have been impaled?
Yeah. I know, it's true. That's his thing. Yeah. Yes.
No, it'll be awesome. Yeah, because that would be sweet. Because we did we did the pre-show taping, and then we had the big gathering with everybody.
Yeah, right.
Casey Udecki was there.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
Rick came.
Rick's amazing. Amazing. Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
And we had our little "Wish You Were Here" Audrey sign.
Oh, that's so cute. I know.
And well, I probably shouldn't say that on the air, but I'm just going to say thank you on behalf of Audrey and Marilyn.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You girls know what that was, and that's fine. But yeah,
I'll say thank you to them too, and I'll say thank you to Marilyn, because I got kind of an amazing gift, a Lost Girl themed gift from Marilyn.
Oh, yeah.
So merci. Yes, those two are amazing.
They are. Yeah.
All our fans are amazing. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.
Well, just
all our fans are amazing.
I know. Exactly.
Yay! We tweeted this. Yeah. That, anybody has questions, it got retweeted by like all the Lost Girls sites. It got retweeted.
Yeah.
The Writers Guild of Canada.
I know.
What?
Yeah.
Do you guys even know who I am?
Yeah, of course.
Asking me for advice.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's great, guys.
They're
so amazing. Yeah.
And we just happened to catch like a little side of it, and we're happy with that.
No, come on, you guys are doing awesome.
No, I mean we're happy we're still that little side cut of your fans.
Oh, that's fine. They're all gonna watch this one now. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
embracing everything.
Exactly. Yep, it's
awesome.
True.
So Emily.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, you guys.
It
was fun. I knew it was going to be fun. I'm
sure, I was thinking,
you guys are awesome.
Called Anna, and she said, "What are they really like?"
I didn't. I thought Anna might send something and like ask her this.
Yeah.
No. She's very busy.
I sent her a tweet saying, "Any questions?" But
she's in LA. Yeah. Oh my God, they're crazy, and they have a lot of family all over, so they just travel all the time. No.
That's pretty much it. It's just travel time.
Yeah. Well, she's got to cram it in, right? Yeah. Just in case. So.
Well, I know how it is out east, because that's where most of her family is.
Yes, exactly.
It's crazy out there.
Yeah. Crazy
Especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Really.
It's right out Clan out there is insane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nuts.
But we love you all.
Yeah, exactly. This is being taped, right? Yeah, exactly.
That's true. No, none of you are there. Yeah. But yes, Emily.
Thank you so much, you guys. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Back in season 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Sue, thanks for coming out.
Thank you for
Once
having me
again,
here.
we are not together. We're not together.
But available. I'll put that on the table again. Endorsement. They're very good looking in real life.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, exactly. And charming.
Yes, and Lindsay.
Great taste in shows.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Lindsay, our tech guy tonight, who's doing all our work behind the scenes.
Also
awesome
very
as always.
charming.
Yes, and of course he shaved his Movember mustache off. So. So thank you everyone from Smithee TV. This is the Mind Reel, being Tim and Sue, and our awesome guest Emily.
Thank you.
Thank you, and good night.
And good night.
Thank you.
In today's world, people are busy and impatient. We are on information overload. Every minute counts. People want to know what you can do for them. They won't spend time reading or searching, but they will watch a video. If it clearly explains who you are and what you do and tells them what they want to hear, they will reach out to you. You have seconds to get people's attention. You want a video that is engaging and makes the viewer feel as though it is speaking directly to their needs. Add to your sales team a short video and let it do the heavy selling for you. Or add to your social media or wherever your audience is spending their time. Videos can pay back your investment 10 times over. So now that you've heard our message, let's talk about yours. Let's bring your image to life.